Hey guys, this is C-Moe from C-Moe Builds, and today we're going to be reviewing the LEGO Star Wars set 7670 Hailfire Droid and Spider Droid. This set contains 249 pieces and appears in Episode 2 Attack of the Clones. This is a 2008 release set. Let's look at the minifigs. Here are the three different types of minifigures in the set. This set does contain two battle droids, but I'm only going to show you one because they're the exact same minifigure in every way. On the left is a super battle droid. Both of his arms are the same. He does not have a cannon arm, which is included in some of the Star Wars The Clone Wars sets, but I don't collect those, as you know. In the middle is a battle droid commander. He is the same as a battle droid, except he has a completely yellow torso instead of just a dot there and a stripe on his head. I prefer this kind. I think it looks better. It's not movie accurate, but I just think it gives it a better commander look to it. It also has a typical blaster that all battle droids carry. And on the right is your average battle droid. These are everywhere in episodes 1 and 2. And it's the same build as the commander battle droid, except with the same color torso as is the rest of his body. He also has the same blaster as the commander. Now let's look at the back of the battle droids. Looking from the back of all the battle droids, you will note that the super battle droid is fairly hollow on the back, with only a little bit of plastic on the back of his torso, the rest being hollow. And the battle droid and the super battle droid have a single open stud on the back, which you can kind of attach a backpack or even a blaster handle to if you want, and you will note that there are little lines on the back of their heads, which is detail that is shown on all battle droids. So that's it for the minifigures. Now let's look at the Hailfire Droid. Here is the highlight of the set, the Hailfire Droid. Now before I even show you this, I am going to tell you right off the bat that the clear pieces on both of the wheels are pretty dusty. This has been on my shelf since 2008, and I'm just going to apologize off. It's kind of hard to clean these sets off. I try to my best, but you'll see that on a lot of my older sets that there is dust building up on them. But that doesn't take away from the set at all, so let's review it. This thing, right off the bat, you will note, has two very long treads on both wheels. These are all individual pieces, and that takes up a lot of the piece count, but it is really nice. If you are trying to play with this on a flat surface, it really isn't going to work at all, but if you have this on carpet or on a bed or some base plates, you can roll this and the things will actually spin like they're supposed to. They are pretty easy to spin once you're holding it in the air, but you know, if it's on a flat surface, it's not going to work too well. So that's unfortunate, but it's fine. If you want to play with this, you can just go on a carpet. There is or maybe an eye, or maybe some form of a blaster here on the front, and also two more right here. You can see that. And then these pieces right here are used on the front of speeder bikes, which is a good choice in my opinion. The wheels, both wheels here, can be kind of adjusted like this. As you can see, those pieces right there, you can kind of mess with them, but it is kind of fragile, and this is how it's supposed to be posed, so I would just keep it as it is. Same goes with the top kind of missiles up here that were shown in the movie. These do a lot of damage, but it's kind of irrelevant to the set. You will note that these are also on Technic pieces there. Let's get a view from the back, and they can move as well, but they look best where they are. And once again, that's kind of how they are in the movie, and that's how you should play with it. These are all flip fire missiles. There are 8 of them, and you know, I'm not a huge fan of flip fire missiles. I mean, yeah, they do flick, but I don't think that they're nearly as good as the new stud shooters or as the spring-loaded missiles or anything like that. These, let me just get these out so it's the same on both sides. Just put it off to the side. And these are what the missiles look like. Just one of those pieces with a transparent red cone piece on the end of it. And that's really it for this. You know, looks really nice, but it's hard to play with on flat surfaces, like I said. So if you're gonna do a droid mock or something and you want this thing to function right, take this to a carpet or to something that's not quite as flat, something that's more rugged, so you can actually get the treads to move around. But this is still overall a very nice Hailfire Droid. Now let's look at the Spider Droid of the set. Here is the Spider Droid of the set. This isn't as exciting as the Hailfire Droid to me, but it is still a nice thing to have in the set, and it was also included in the same scene as was the Hailfire Droid, so it makes sense to include them in the same set. As you can see here, there's like a very large kind of ball joint here that you can kind of move around the antenna. Mine's kind of stiff because it's old, but you get what it's supposed to do. Also the antenna on the top, just keep it up. I think it looks best like that. Here are its eyes, and they look kind of like a telephone piece. That's what the divider is used. has, and then there are also the transparent red studs used as the eyes. Here is a cannon with another transparent red piece on the end showing that it is shooting, and this can be moved up and down through the use of a Technic piece similar to on the Hailfire Droid. I don't really like the legs of this because, you know, they're very flimsy and they just, even if you get them all angled right, it's not going to stand up. Look at the back leg. Like, it can be kind of hard to balance this thing how you want it to. So that's one thing I'm a little bit disappointed with this set. But the Hailfire Droid definitely makes up for it in my mind, because this is one of only a few sets in which you can get one of those in. And the bottom, like the feet, I guess, of the set are made out of gray Battle Droid body pieces, which isn't the best choice in my mind. But you guys got to remember that this is a 2008 set, and it's nothing like now in 2016 and up that they're using now. So they didn't even have half those pieces back then. So LEGO did a good job for what they were provided with back then. And I think this looks very nice, but has nothing that you can shoot, unlike the Hailfire Droid. And the new ones have the attached stud shooters on them, which obviously more play features, better for kids, and just kind of gives you something to do with it. But this does look nice. It just doesn't quite have the play features that I think it should. And the feet are inaccurate, and they don't really function as they should, in my mind. But I'll just get to the conclusion. This is a really great set for anybody who's a fan of Battle Droids, which for me, I am certainly a fan of them. I think that the prequels, especially the ones that involve Battle Droids, were some of the best episodes in the trilogy, which I know the prequels are overall considered to be some of the weaker episodes, but I find that that was a good episode, Attack of the Clones, Episode 2. And this really does bring back a great moment in that movie when the clones attack the Battle Droids on Geonosis, I believe it was. And this really does resemble that scene, but there is nothing to oppose these, the Hailfire Droid and the Spider Droid. There's no clone troopers or anything like that. And I understand this was only a $25 set when it came out, and, you know, this pretty much includes most of the bad guys' team. So that was good on LEGO's part for back then. But I know today, if this was made again today, they would give you something to fight against it, because they go for play value now, and that's what helps sell sets these days. Not really the looks as much as they used to. But that concludes today's review on the LEGO Star Wars Set 7670, Hailfire Droid and Spider Droid, and I'll catch you guys all in the next LEGO Star Wars review. Bye-bye.